Hello everyone, we have a few new additions to the TV series and the movie library to talk about today. One is an old favorite I haven't seen in many years. We have the complete mega set on DVD of The Guild, created by Felicia Day. This was the first ever web series that I ever saw, back when YouTube was still fairly new, and this kind of idea was fairly new before Netflix and all that stuff was really a popular thing. It just was such a fun series, really well done, enjoyable, and still enjoyable today. I was just watching it last night. Haven't seen it in years. I think I rewatched it once when it first came to Hulu. That was the last time that I saw it, but it's such a great show. I really enjoyed it, particularly the first few seasons. I think are some of the best, and it's just very relatable and very timely when it came out. Just a lot of fun. Really enjoy it. And in this set, each one of the seasons, because again it was a web series and very short episodes, so each season fits on a disc. On a 6-disc set. And it also has bonus features. It has the two music videos, as some making ofs of the music videos as well, but it has Do You Want to Date My Avatar and Game On. It also has I'm the One That's Cool, but Game On and Do You Want to Date My Avatar are the two I remember being very, very popular and a lot of fun. It has different featurettes and interviews, audition footage, gag reels, and it has different audio commentaries for most of the episodes. It has some table reads, but has different commentaries. One is usually the director and producer, and there's a separate audio commentary with the cast for at least the ones that I've watched so far. Season 1 and 2 I watched through. This is a great set. It's just fun to have this. A really good series, and it's definitely something that is really enjoyable and fun because of my age when it came out. It's one of those that might not be as relatable to an audience outside of a certain age demographic, or definitely an interest demographic. It's definitely something that's very targeted, and it does a great job at it though. It's just a good series, so that's fantastic. Something even better, which will be a bit of an unboxing here, I haven't opened it up yet, just got it last night. We have the complete series, The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr., which I never ever hear people talk about. This is with Bruce Campbell, early 90s. This is a fantastic show. The number one thing I think I would compare it to as far as the tone and humor, it's definitely a little different, a little less silly in a way, but jack of all trades. If you like Bruce Campbell in general, Evil Dead or whatever, you're probably going to enjoy this. If you like TV from the era of Xena and Hercules and that type of thing in the 90s, you're probably going to enjoy this. If you are a fan in particular, though, jack of all trades, you are going to love this series, this Wild West comedy action series with some sci-fi mixed in, especially towards the end before it was canceled, sadly. This is a fantastic show, canceled before its time, because as good as it was, it just felt like it was building up to something even better. It was one of those shows that you stuck with it because you're having a lot of fun every single episode, but it feels like, man, this is so great, but I know it's going to get even better. And then, of course, it was canceled. But this beautiful box set has a bunch of special features. It has commentaries with Bruce Campbell and some catalog of showcases, the history retrospective, and all kinds of different galleries, all kinds of stuff about the writer's room and special features. So we're going to head and open this up. This is a great series, and it's a good time to buy it because slowly but surely a lot of these sci-fi and fantasy TV series, a lot of the shorter-lived, canceled before their time type shows have been going up in value, as many of them are not being reprinted on DVD. They're not getting Blu-ray releases. Most of them are not on a streaming service, or maybe were and are gone now. So there's a whole bunch of those that have been going up in value over time. We just got Cleopatra 2525, that's one. Alien Nation, the series, is pretty easy to find, but the TV movies, that's been shooting up in price. This is one of that is still in that sweet spot where it's pretty easy to find, fairly cheap, but it's one that if you are interested, I would get it sooner rather than later, because it's one of those more obscure ones that is unlikely. It's not impossible, but it is unlikely to ever really get a reprint or a new release or anything, so you might as well grab it now when you can get it used for under 20 bucks and new for 40 or under. So this is kind of the sweet spot to grab this series, and it's fantastic. Fans of the Addams Family will notice somebody there. Just a fantastic show, a nice fold out here. A lot of recognizable actors if you are, again, fans of TV at the time. It's an 8-disc set in total. Let me take this folded out here with a very thick booklet with tons of different pictures, a complete episode guide for the whole series. There's Bruce being all cool there. So this is a remarkable series, definitely worth grabbing again if you are a fan of Bruce Campbell and TV shows of its time and of its style. Great one to grab. Then on DVD, we have one that Amanda actually discovered, and she in particular really wanted to check this out. And when she explained it to me, I'm like, alright, I'm a little bit curious. It is William Shatner starring in the cult classic Incubus, which I had never seen, and Amanda discovered it quite a while ago. We just have never, bothered to pick up the film. We've never seen it in person. It's one of those we're trying to find as we're out, exploring stuff for the thrift store, but never came across it, so ended up grabbing it. And this is interesting because this is starring, of course, William Shatner. As big fans of Star Trek, we had to grab that. And it is the only film which is shot entirely in the made-up language of Esperanto. So this will be a very interesting experience. So it's in Esperanto, filmed entirely with English subtitles. It has all kinds of different special features and commentaries and all kinds of stuff in this edition. So this will be pretty fun. It'll be definitely a curiosity, definitely a very unique experience. So I'm looking forward to that. Then, speaking of horror, we have one of our favorite, actually probably our favorite recent horror comedy from New Zealand, Housebound, on Blu-ray. We have it on DVD already. This is an Amazon exclusive, the Blu-ray of Housebound. A very, very fun movie. Talked about this before in a couple other videos, but definitely wanted to grab this on Blu-ray before it just kind of completely went out of print and went away, because it is one that is now just kind of moved to the on-demand, Blu-ray R service that Amazon has. There's a lot of things like that. A couple TV shows now are kind of moving into that territory too. And yeah, not really a fan of that. So if they get any kind of decent release, even though it's very, very limited, go ahead and try and grab it before it turns into just this, a burned disc is not the same. Then the last thing, another one that, these are all really ones that I am very excited to experience with Amanda. There's sometimes things that are more for her, some things that are more for me, not really interested in, one or the other, but these are all things that are definitely for the two of us, and this is going to be great because Amanda discovered Canon Films and realized she was always a fan of Canon Films, didn't even know it. And one that we were watching the documentary about Canon Films, one that stood out was one that I've always intended to watch, and I've never seen the whole thing of. I've only seen, caught bits and pieces of it, and I think she'll enjoy as well, is their big, epic, sci-fi vampire movie, Life Force. I'd seen parts of this, and most of what I saw was from the shorter US cut. There are multiple different cuts of this movie, and so I've seen maybe half an hour worth of this. I've never seen the whole thing in full, so I enjoyed what I saw, but I'm really excited to check this out because this contains both the theatrical cut and the longer director cut, and a bunch of special features in here as well. So this is from Scream Factory, division of Shout Factory, Blu-ray DVD combo. Open this up because it has some really great artwork on the discs. This is actually, I've seen this artwork on a Japanese Laserdisc, I think it was, as far as like home releases, and I'll remove these out of the way because then there's also think I'm gonna switch the cover over because it is, there you go, dual cover release, and this is really cool. And I think there's a steelbook that has a similar cover to this on it, but yeah, this is much cooler. I definitely like this other cover art. I think is superior, so I'm gonna switch it out to this. So these are the latest additions to our media library. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next video, and I'd love to hear if you have any experience with any of these, because these are a lot of more oddball, more niche things in this video. So I'd love to hear if you know about any of these shows, particularly if you've experienced The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. Great show, highly recommended. And if you have any pickups, again, link me to your video and I will check it out.